Hey, Jack, thanks for doing this. Just your early thoughts on the first couple of days of camp here and how it's gone for you.
Yeah, it's been great. It's been really fun to get to know some of the guys and kind of ramp things up and play some real competitive hockey. Pace has been really high and good to get the legs under us before hopefully playing here in 6 or 7 days.
And what are your expectations for yourself coming into this camp, and what have the coaching staff talked to you about in terms of, pushing and developing your game here?
Yeah, I think a lot of it's just trying to come every day with, a positive attitude and put your best foot forward in terms of trying to make it a hard decision for them when it comes down to roster decisions. But I mean, just from a personal standpoint, I just want to develop. And, I've learned a lot just from kind of having a watchful eye and watching guys like Alex Edler and Nate Schmidt and guys that come to the rink every day and how consistent they are. And from a rep to rep basis, kind of how they go about their day on and off the ice. So it's been fun from that standpoint too. And it's been a lot of fun.
Next up is Ian McIntyre.
Hi, Jack, does it feel like it's been forever since you've played an actual game, and how hard was this past fall for you, having chosen to turn pro and not go back to college, and then really not know when you would play pro?
Yeah, it's been a bit. I think my last competitive hockey game was, I think it was right around when the pandemic shut everything down. So it's March, if I'm correct. We were in a playoff series against St. Lawrence, and then obviously, with everything shutting down and the world kind of coming to a halt there, the Ivy League really didn't know what they were going to do. And I just think with talks with my family, my agent, and obviously the Canucks, kind of decided that this was the best route to go, and really excited that the Canucks have given me this opportunity to try and compete for a roster spot, hopefully.
And if I remember correctly, you hadn't been to the West Coast before, or not in Canada anyways. Is that correct?
Besides development camp,
Okay.
So I was drafted in 2017, then ended up going to 2 development camps before coming here.
So what has that experience, that change in your life been like so far from home and your brother and different surroundings?
Yeah, it's you miss them a lot. Definitely miss my family and my older brother and sister, but they know why I'm here and how they're really excited for me. Just in terms of, they know I'm trying to chase a dream here of playing in the NHL, and I'm very, very excited to be here and playing some fun competitive hockey.
Thanks, Jack.
Next up is Jay Janauer.
Jack, I'm wondering if you've had any moments in the last 2 skates where you felt overwhelmed, or maybe a couple of learning experiences, be it gap coverage or working in your own end, that was kind of like an aha moment, like, oh, I can't do that, I need to do this.
Yeah, I mean, it's the NHL. There's a lot of really good hockey players out there, and there's definitely going to be some growing and some learning curves. And I'm excited to go through those because I need to, in order to try and become the hockey player that I want to be. So yeah, when you're going against guys like JT Miller and PD and Brock and those guys on a consistent basis, you're going to grow and you're going to develop. But there's definitely going to be some times where you're kind of second guessing yourself, or try and keep a gap that you wouldn't normally, just at a different level. And so yeah, there's definitely some learning curves, and but yeah, I think it's been good so far, and try and progress as each day goes on here.
The great debate is always, a guy who hasn't played hockey since last March, even though you're in the bubble, is it more beneficial to be playing games, be it at the AHL level, be on the taxi squad, or maybe even make the team? What do you see, Jack, as the best case scenario for a guy like yourself?
Yeah, I mean, that's a decision for the coaching staff and for management. I'm just going to try and make it a hard decision for him. Obviously the dream is to play in the NHL and be an NHL defenseman as soon as possible, but there's that's not a decision for me to make. That's just me coming to the rink each day and try and put my best foot forward so that they know that hopefully I'm in that position sooner rather than later.
Thanks, Jack.
Next up is Jeff Patterson.
Hey, Jack, 2 days in, what is the biggest difference for you from the college ranks? Is it the size? Is it the speed? I mean, is there something that has jumped out even through these 2 days of workouts?
Yeah, I think it's a combination of everything. I think my dad's always said, you work to try and always play at the next level, and, the next level's here. Like this is it. And this is where you want to eventually make a long career out of it. But in order to do so, you got to be able to compete with that size and that speed. And I think with me, with my feet and my ability to skate, I think that'll come. I think a lot of it's just dealing with guys that are bigger and stronger, and me not being the biggest guy. A lot of it's positioning and trying to come to the rink and learn as much as possible, so that learning curve and those growing pains are out of the system as soon as possible, and can just go back to playing my game.
And what has the strategy been walking into an NHL room with a bunch of veterans and guys that do what you want to do for a living? Like, do you fit in? Do you feel comfortable already in the surrounding, or are you a guy that sort of sits back and just tries to, lay low and sort of soak it all in?
Yeah, I think it's probably a combination of both. Obviously, being the young guy, you want to come in and you don't kind of want to insert yourself into any situation where you shouldn't be. I think I'm just going to try and come in and learn as much as possible. I mean, the older guys have been great just in terms of being a resource, and any questions that I have, whether it's on or off the ice, whether it's staff or any of the older guys, they've been great in terms of reaching out a helping hand from that standpoint. But yeah, I think just try and be a fly on the wall in a lot of scenarios where you're just trying to learn as much as possible and be a sponge.
And with the final question for Jack, we've got Daniel Wagner.
Hey, Jack, we've talked about kind of wake-up calls and kind of a negative aspect, but has there been a positive moment where you went, I can skate with these guys, I'm as fast as these guys, I can be at this level with these other players around me?
Yeah, I mean, all summer I was training with some pretty high-end NHL guys, and I think moments there where you were like, hey, you made the right decision in terms of turning pro, and because I'm a confident kid. I'm confident in my game and my ability to hopefully play at this level sooner rather than later. And then over the course of these first 2 days, just a lot of it's consistency for me. I need to, from a rep to rep basis, I need to be a lot more consistent in terms of whether it's gap or positioning, and that'll come in terms of learning what I can and can't do and what I can get away with at this level. So yeah, I think there's definitely been some moments, whether it's in today's scrimmage or just in the practices that we've had so far.
And you've talked about being a smaller guy dealing with some of those bigger players with positioning. Obviously the Canucks have a very high-end, smaller defenseman in Quinn Hughes. Is there anything you can look at how he has adapted to the situation in the NHL that you can use in your own game?
Yeah, definitely. I think he, just in terms of the style of play that he plays and how he transitions the puck, Quinn's been, I mean, you've obviously seen it firsthand here. Just with the All-Star season he had last year as a rookie, it was pretty fun to watch. But yeah, it definitely gives me confidence. I'd like to think that I'm my own player, and I'll have my own learning curves and growing pains. But yeah, I think just from a development standpoint, it's cool to see that a guy like that has flourished so well at this level. And yeah, it's props to him.